How can you write great sentences in English? This is part 2. So, if you want to learn English grammar, stay tuned. Hi guys, just a short interruption. Please take a second and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Okay, thanks so much. Back to the video. Okay, everyone. How to write great sentences in English. Part 2. Semicolons. Let's get started. First, I want you to keep watching until the end of the video because I'm going to discuss some very common mistakes writers make when using semicolons. And also, I'm going to give you some helpful tips to help you remember how to use semicolons correctly. Okay, let's begin with a question I have for you. The question is, which punctuation mark in English is used to separate two complete thoughts? A complete thought is a sentence or an independent clause. What do you think? Well, maybe you need a little bit of help. I have two complete thoughts. He runs. She does not run. He runs. She does not run. What punctuation mark should I use here? I need two punctuation marks. Well, I can use a period. Simple, right? A complete thought is also called an independent clause or a sentence. I have a video about independent clauses. You can watch that video for more information here. Okay. Did you know that there is another way to separate two independent clauses in English instead of using a period? It's called a semicolon. This is what a semicolon looks like. It's a punctuation mark, like a period or a comma or a question mark. You get the idea. So, here I'm using a semicolon to separate two sentences. He runs, semicolon. She does not run. The difference is, with a semicolon, we don't want to use a capital. So do not use a capital letter after a semicolon. More about that later in the video. Okay, well, what is a semicolon and why do we use semicolons? A semicolon is a punctuation mark used to separate parts of sentences, just like commas do. A semicolon tells the reader that two ideas are closely connected in some way. For example, he runs, she does not run. And we separate these two ideas with a semicolon. This means I am comparing him and her together more closely than a period. And I am indicating a contrast between him and her. He runs, she does not run. Positive and negative. You can use a semicolon to join two independent clauses without a connecting word. Normally, we will write he runs, comma, but she does not run. This is correct, but I can also delete the connecting word, the conjunction, but, and I can add a semicolon instead. Now we have the positive and the negative. He runs, she does not run. Another example, I went to the party, comma, and it was a lot of fun. I can delete and use a conjunction instead. Sorry, use a semicolon instead. Now both are positive. I went to the party. It was a lot of fun. Or you can use a semicolon to join two independent clauses with a conjunctive adverb. He runs, semicolon. However, comma, she does not run. This is also correct, and it more clearly shows that one is positive and one is negative. Okay. The restaurant was filthy, semicolon. Moreover, the food was terrible. And here we use the semicolon. When you use a semicolon instead of a period, both ideas become one sentence, not two sentences. That's why we don't use a capital. So here, he runs, she does not run. These are two separate sentences. When we use a semicolon, it becomes one sentence, two independent clauses, and do not use a capital after a semicolon. Okay, in my last video, I discussed how to use commas to make lists. You can watch that video here. I suggest you watch that video before you continue with this video. For example, my mother enjoys painting, making pottery, and reading books. So here is the list, 3 things: painting, making pottery, reading books. I want to add some punctuation here because this is not correct. 2 commas. Semicolons are used to make complex lists that include commas. Okay, so lists with semicolons and commas. Crazy, right? Let's look at this example. I traveled to Spain 3 times. 3 December 2020. For August 2022. 30 September 2024. Notice there are 3 commas. So how do I make a list with these 3 ideas if I am already using commas? Well, we use semicolons. I traveled to Spain on 3 December, 2020, semicolon. For August, 2022, semicolon. And 30 September, 2024. So it's the same idea as using commas like before, but this time, because we have commas in the list, we need to use semicolons to separate the items in the list. Understand? Let's look at another example. Sarah ordered 3 pizzas, 1 with pepperoni, olives, and green peppers, 1 with ham and pineapple. I don't know why. Ham and pineapple is disgusting. And 1 with chicken, feta cheese, and banana peppers. Which one would you choose? I think I would choose the first one. Pepperoni, olives, and green peppers. Yeah. All of them are good. So, let's make a sentence. Sarah ordered 3 pizzas. 1 with pepperoni, comma, olives, comma, and green peppers. Semicolon. 1 with ham and pineapple. Semicolon. And 1 with chicken, comma, feta cheese, comma, and banana peppers. And here are the 2 semicolons. Okay, now let's discuss mistakes and some tips for you to remember. Be careful to not make these mistakes when writing sentences using semicolons. The following 3 sentences are all incorrect. I love pizza, semicolon, because it's delicious. Why is this incorrect? Next sentence. The restaurant was filthy, semicolon, and the food was terrible. Why is this incorrect? Third sentence. If it's sunny tomorrow, semicolon, I'm going surfing. What's wrong with this sentence? Okay, remember, you must use a complete sentence before and after a semicolon. Very important rule, okay? Most important rule. You must use a complete sentence before and after a semicolon. So, I love pizza, semicolon, because it's delicious. I love pizza is a complete sentence. Good. Because it's delicious is not a complete sentence. The word because makes the sentence incomplete. So, we need to remove the semicolon. Now it's correct. I love pizza because it's delicious. Or, I love pizza, semicolon, it's delicious. The restaurant was filthy, semicolon, and the food was terrible. The restaurant was filthy is a complete sentence. It has a subject and a verb and an adjective to describe the subject. And the food was terrible. Well, now we have a conjunction. It's not a complete sentence. So we can change the semicolon to a comma. Now it's correct. Or we can just use a semicolon. If it's sunny tomorrow, semicolon, I'm going surfing. Not correct. I'm going surfing is a complete sentence, but if it's sunny tomorrow is not a complete sentence. Imagine I say to you, if it's sunny tomorrow. What does that mean? It has no meaning. It's confusing, right? So it's not a sentence. So I need to use a comma. If it's sunny tomorrow, I'm going surfing. Okay, guys, here are some tips for using semicolons correctly. First tip, use a semicolon to connect two independent clauses that are closely related in meaning. He runs, she does not run. Tip 2. Omit the coordinating conjunction when using a semicolon to connect two independent clauses. So, delete the conjunction. I went to the party, semicolon. It was a lot of fun. Tip number 3. Use a semicolon to separate list items that contain internal punctuation. Internal means inside. So punctuation inside the list. For example, commas. Here you can see commas are inside the list, so we separate the items in the list with semicolons instead of commas. Use a semicolon before a conjunctive adverb when it appears between independent clauses. Okay, let's look at an example. The restaurant was filthy, semicolon. Moreover, the food was terrible. And the last tip, place a comma after a conjunctive adverb. So, same sentence, but always remember the comma after the adverb moreover, or however, therefore, in addition, furthermore, those types of words. Okay, guys. Do you like this video? Do you want to see another one like this in the future? Like this video and tell me you want another video like this one down in the comments section below. Also, your questions and ideas for future videos. Thank you so much for watching. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon so YouTube tells you whenever I publish a future video. My name is Liam. This is Grammar Simple, the channel that makes English grammar and semicolons simple. I will see you in a future video. Bye for now.